Hi everybody, it's Stacy Silva with Salon Today Conversations, and today I have Amanda Hare, and that is her last name. Her last name's really Hare, from Bob Steele Salons, and her marketing manager, Kate Egbert. Hi, say hi, Kate.
Hi, how are you guys?
And I wanted to have you guys on because I saw on Facebook the other day, you made this lovely video that was kind of a love letter to the industry, basically about kind of an honest look at what reopening looked like and to kind of assure people who haven't gone through the process yet. So whose idea was it to make this video?
So that was actually my idea, and let me tell you where that came from. I'm in constant communication with my industry friends, other salon owners through the 2 to 10 project, through Intercoiffier, and through my network with Qnity too. So I was actually on a 3-hour Zoom happy hour with my BFFs in the salon industry, the Randolphs, Mary, Scott, and Austin.
Oh,
yeah, and we were just talking, having a couple cocktails, and they were talking about the fear that was in the panic that was going through with their team. And I was like, you know what if I did a video? Would that help your team a little bit? And then it just morphed into, in my mind, if I'm going to do a video for the Randolphs, why don't I just do a video for the whole industry? Because that's the same conversations that's happening within all of the webinars that I'm on, happy hours, phone calls with all of the industry. It's the same kind of feeling that was happening. So that's where the idea came from. And then we do a weekly operations meeting, and Kate is part of that meeting to come in to talk about marketing. And I pitched the idea to Kate, and we also had our office manager and HR admin in that meeting too. And then the idea just kind of morphed into what it became, and we kind of had some guardrails, and then it just was basically, Kate, show us your magic.
So you got to shine, Kate. So you made it for, what I neglected to say in the beginning is you guys are in Atlanta. So you were in the first state that was open. So you opened when?
We opened on, oh my goodness, was that the 27th of April? Okay. So we were actually able to open sooner than that. We got an announcement actually on Tuesday that we could open the following Friday, and we couldn't get our stuff together in time to open on that Friday. So we opened that following Monday. But that was such a crazy quick turnaround, and none of us were expecting to be able to open when the announcement came. So we were quite surprised.
So Kate, talk to us a little bit about how you decided to do the video. It's kind of a collection of testimonials from your staff talking about an honest look at the anxiety that they felt about going back to work, and then what it was really like and how they felt after they'd gone back.
Yeah, so when Amanda and Julie and I sat down and started talking about ideas, it really just started with like this bud of like, okay, we want to sit down and make a video to ease anxiety and to kind of spread hope and just ease people's minds. And they kind of were just, Kate, what do you think on it? Like, take the weekend and think about what you wanted to do. And as I was sitting there, I was like, I want this to be as authentic as possible. I don't want scripts. I don't want too much pre-planning. I really want it to be real, and I didn't want to take out a bunch of clips that were like when people did talk about fear, because there are a couple stylists that did mention that they were a little more scared to come back. I wanted them to voice that and say, like, this isn't just like, oh, everything is fun and dandy and happy.
Sunshine,
like
rainbows, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. We want it to be real. And so I just text a few of the stylists, and I put the idea in their head. I was like, hey, I want to sit down and chat. And if you're okay with this, I would love to talk to you about your experience being back, if the past week, 2 weeks, however long it had been for each of the stylists. And each of them were, very open and had so many thoughts, and everyone had so many different takeaways from it. So it kind of just was, a lot of authentic, real thoughts and no double takes, nothing. It was just like, this is it, one take, tell me how it is, and that's what we're going to go with.
So did most of the people want to participate?
Absolutely. I actually, a couple of the stylists that did talk, some of our other stylists were surprised that they got on camera because they're a little bit more timid. But when I sat down with them and I kind of said, like, this could be your way to help somebody else that is too scared to come back. And this could be like, you by yourself, what you say could really impact somebody else. And, you know, just having that said, they were like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Like, I could help somebody just by saying my experience and my story. So I didn't have a single person tell me no out of the group that I asked.
And what kind of expressions of anxiety did they express? Like, what did they talk about in the video?
It was definitely a mix of a few different things. Some anxiety was, you know, sanitation, making sure clients knew what the procedures were going to be. So it wasn't like a scramble when they first get in the door. Some of it was scheduling, making sure everyone is, you know, the right amount apart, the check-in process flows. It's kind of more of a mix.
I think someone talked about the mask and it worrying about being able to work a full day in the mask.
Yes, that was a big one. I know Irene was, something that I thought was really important that she mentioned was she had a hard time breathing in the mask. And so early on, she figured out that her scheduling was better if she did like shorter 6-hour days instead of the longer days. That way she could, you know, do it all at once, have the end of the day to breathe and feel better. And then if she also recommended you could do longer days, just make sure you take breaks in between, things like that. And then I know Marley said, as soon as she put the mask on, it was just, she got over it really quick. It was like 10 minutes of discomfort. And then she was like, all right, let's go.
So what did they talk about after reopening and getting through it for a day or two back to work? What was the overall feeling of getting back to it?
So I'll speak to that a little bit. So everyone was, you know, had a little bit of apprehension and anxiety coming back to work. We did surveys before bringing everyone back to work, and we made sure to do a very well thought out plan to bring everyone back. And our first week that we brought back 20% of our team. And really that 20% were the people that wanted to come back. So we knew that we could utilize the people that wanted to come back to help, you know, make sure that we refine all of the systems that we needed to do, the changes for all of the protocol, make sure that all of the PPE that we had available was working well, and whatever we needed to get additionally we could do. So we basically used that 20% team that first week, and we started doing internal videos with that 20% team too, to help ease the fear and anxiety for our team.
The rest of them, yeah.
Right. So that they could see that, hey, you know, it's okay for this first week. That following week, we had a majority of our team coming back. And after that first day, after initially getting back, everybody kind of calmed down. It was just the initial buildup getting back into the building. And we even saw that this past week, we had another wave of people come back this past week, and they got in for the first couple of days. And it was the same thing. They were like, you know, really, it just, I was more anxious coming to work than when I actually got here.
So how has it been received when you put the video out? How have other salons responded?
I mean, they have been so happy that we've done it. I mean, our salon in particular is just, you know, they love that we did that and that Kate put all of that together and all of her hard work. And then I've had great feedback from my friends within the salon community, you know, our 2 to 10 network friends, our Intercoiffure network friends that are also sharing it with their teams too. And it's providing some hope and it's easing anxiety for them too.
Well, I think it's also going to be, you know, a nice historical piece for you guys to look back someday and remember this time and how crazy it was, but to kind of document it right now and capture that feeling and that emotion around it. So
something that none of us ever thought that we were going to go through. And you're talking about a relationship-based industry where we took out, you know, being able to connect with people one-on-one. And then you throw a virus in, and then you got to connect with people one-on-one. And boy, I mean, anxiety, emotion, so many things wrapped up, and then just a new set of rules and standards all at once. So
Right.
yeah, you're right.
That's a
It is
lot.
to be something to reflect back on.
Kate, talk a little bit about how you produced it. What did you shoot it on your iPhone? Did you use a specific platform to edit it?
Yeah, so I shot everything with a Sony a7 II camera. I use it a lot in the salon to take our photography and different videos. So I use that. I edit it on Final Cut Pro. It's my favorite editing software. I love it. I did take Irene's clip was actually shot on her phone, and we had to like put it in there and kind of adjust it a little bit to tweak the colors and make sure everything looked cohesive. Yeah.
So I do want to say Kate's got a pretty neat YouTube channel too. And, I've really enjoyed seeing her videos that are on there. So I was hoping that we'd be able to get something, that had that same essence for Bob's Steel Salon. And I mean, I'm just so thrilled with the outcome of everything too. You did such a great job.
Thank
Kate,
you.
what is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Kate D. I just kind of, once I graduated, it was definitely when I was younger, I was posting a lot of different sorority, college, and then I graduated. Now it's more like, talk about my work life and, how I got into my position at Bob Steele and, just trying to share some positivity across the world.
She did a really fun one here recently too, where she ended up going into Marshall's after it finally opened back up here in Atlanta. So that'll give you, whenever opening back up in the rest of the U.S. to kind of give you an example of what's going to happen. It's a little crazy.
Insane.
I'll have to take a look at that one. Yeah, we don't have any stores open here yet, so we don't know what that looks like, except for like the essentials, grocery stores and Target still open. So,
yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing it. I am going to share the link to the video in this post so that people can check out the video, and I'd encourage people to share it with your teams, especially if people are feeling anxious about what it's going to be like. But
yes,
thank you
yes, thank you for having us. We're so excited to be back open, and we're just really hopeful for the reopen of the rest of the country too. I mean, it definitely needs to happen, and we're happy to move forward. So happy to move forward.
We all are excited for that day. So
yes.
Well, thank you both. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.